just got back from the doctor. Is going to tell you what they said. I also washed and dyed my hair, so we're going to do Get Ready With Me while I talk about the 103-pound weight loss and everything from my doctor's office. So first up, my doctor was like, you've lost 103 pounds when I went in. I was like, no, I didn't. So let me recap. I have lost, as of my scale, and by the way, I'm linking all of my skincare and makeup. I'll link them down on the Amazon shopping list down below. My doctor's scale, even when I was morbidly obese, I never trusted. And so therefore, if I never trusted them, I'm using the Go Pure Eye Cream. If I never trusted them before, why am I going to start trusting it now? So while it is awesome, it says that I have lost 103 pounds from my doctor's office scale, I don't believe it, because my scale says that I've still lost 98 pounds. In addition, I do other methods of tracking, which I would encourage you to do. On my Amazon shopping list, I have that smart tape measure and scale that sync together. Also, it syncs blood pressure into one app, which is very beneficial when I was at my doctor's office. I could go through one app and it was really well organized. I'll link that down below. So I had all my data and my measurements in pants and photos are the other units of measurement. My pants have not changed because your girl has been waiting to get into size 12. I'm currently size 14 and I want so badly to be size 12 to be like, my bottoms aren't, like I'm not plus size anymore. I've been plus size for a long time. And I probably still, to be honest, will teeter on that because I do have larger hips. She got big back, and that's fine. Like that's just my body composition is an hourglass shape. Next, I'm gonna use the Go Pure Tinted Moisturizer. So taking that for a grain of salt, I feel like it would not be fair of me to take the doctor saying I lost 103 pounds when previously I did not believe it. You know what I'm saying? When I had gained so much weight previously. I just don't feel like that's a fair apples to apples trade. So I'm not accepting that, but I am accepting that I'm gonna get to my 100-pound weight loss. It's just not yet. So therefore, I am not celebrating the victory yet. But the yet is the big part. I always add that in. I add that in. If you know me personally, you know I add in yets to everything when people say things. I'm always like, yet. Because by saying yet, it is implying it's going to happen. If I just leave it at, I'm not at 100 negative 100 pounds, then that's like, no, adding on the yet to things has been so beneficial for me because it means it's going to happen. It just may take some time with it happening. Next up, Go Pure Neck Cream. So my doctor said the biggest things is I had a physical done because I wanted to just check in with my primary care doctor. I do blood panels with Join Fridays. You can use the discount code QUEEN if you want to switch over to them. I love them. But my doctor was like, I kept telling her whenever I stand up, I get really, really dizzy. And she's like, it could be a couple of different, look at that collarbone. She's blinded by the collarbone. Not scale victory, look at that. I'm gonna put extra moisturizer on it. No, so my doctor's like, you may, if you're feeling dizzy, let's check your blood pressure. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And so usually when I'm at the doctor's office, my blood pressure's crazy. It was not crazy. And so I think I'm gonna be getting off my blood pressure medication. I definitely decreased. I may be getting off my blood pressure medication. We're of course gonna be monitoring that, right? Like I wanna make sure that I don't have the inverse of that. And I do have a family history of like heart, I talk about heart stuff all the time. And so I wanna make sure I'm not making more heart troubles for myself. I'm gonna use a bunch of IGK products. I'll link those down below too for my hair. It's gotten, because the weather's so dry, it's gotten really dry and like straw-like, and I'm getting it cut before I go to LA for my big TikTok shop event where I will be live streaming for 8 hours straight with TikTok. So going back over to what my doctor said, I had blood work done. That reminds me I need to check the portal to see what the results were for the blood panel, which I think it should be pretty good. Like, I feel like this is the best I have felt going to the doctor's office literally since high school basketball when I had to have a physical. Where I'm like, I'm in freaking the best shape of my life that I have been in decades. I'm physically doing so much, which by the way, stay till the end. I'm gonna talk about Mr. Freddie and also a new foster we're gonna be getting. So I'll talk about, I'll save that for the end. But my doctor did say, she was like, I'm so proud of you. She was talking about like how far I've come, and it was really nice to get her validation. She's a good doctor. She's the doctor that I talked about 22 months ago when I first started. She was the doctor from the doctor's office. The previous doctor I'd gone to was a curmudgeon-y old guy from this practice. In fact, he owns the practice. It's a large-scale practice in Northern Virginia. And the curmudgeon-y old guy was like, there's no such thing as diet pills and things like that. And he's like, you need bariatric surgery and this whole thing. And I cried for days after seeing him. It was so demoralizing. He made it seem like it was a moral failing on my part, when in fact, hello, it's a genetic disease. It's a disease. And at this point, chronic obesity management had been labeled a disease at this point of which I was having my appointment with him. So all of that coupled into like, what the heck? So meeting with this doctor, she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. And her approach to patients is awesome. Now I don't go to my primary care doctor to get my prescription because they deal with colds, flus. Like I got my flu shot there, my COVID booster. They don't do it there, but we're talking about COVID boosters. I need to get my COVID booster. We're talking about all that stuff. That's what they primarily deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like strep throat, not chronic obesity management as needing a manager with that management. And that's just not what they do at my doctor's office. Switching over to Join Fridays, best decision, because then I have them managing it and it's well worth it, plus all the other educational stuff that they do. So highly recommend them. But she did do the blood work. She did do the blood panels. We talked about my blood pressure and I was like, well, what about my thyroid stuff? And so that I'm staying on, that probably we're rechecking labs and stuff like that. That probably hasn't changed very much as well, but my blood work, I know my blood sugars are freaking amazing. And so I'm really, really excited to see what the results are. Like, it feels like it's Christmas. I'm like, are you kidding me right now with the potential news of like my blood being really, really good? So pumped about that. Really pumped about that. And pumped to keep going. Like, I still technically, I was looking at what my BMI should be. I'm still like, if I'm brutally honest, 40 pounds off. That's a lot. Like I'm happy I'm super, super happy where I am. I do want to get more. Oops, that's way too much. Oh man, that's too much concealer. Let's see if I can put it over here. I'm happy where I am, but I want to keep going more on the physical aspect. And I want to start horseback riding lessons. That's my other big thing that I really, really want to do, is to get into horseback riding more now that I can fit on a horse. And now that I've done it once, now I would like to get into lessons. And I have somebody, we live in rural Virginia, so there's horses everywhere, to get into lessons with. I'm really pumped to do that. Like that's because my doctor asked me, she's like, so what's your next physical goal? Which I thought was great on her part to ask me a physical goal versus like a weight goal. And I was like, good thing you asked. She's like, do you want to run marathons? I was like, hell's bells no, like absolutely not. I was an athlete in high school and just the thought of running, no thanks. No, thank you. But the thought of riding a horse, that sounds like yes. Which also leads us to more physical stuff, which I'll stay till the end. I'll talk about dog stuff that links into my physical stuff. So I'm pumped about that. I'm pumped about my goal for riding horses. I'm pumped about potentially getting off blood pressure. I have to monitor it, which I have been. So like, this is not new news to me, not new news. So I'm excited to see what, it's like a funny little mustache. I'm excited to see what happens with all of that. And as I continue to go along, right? Like I'm still not at my goal yet. I'm still not at my goal. And then if you ask about maintenance for me, what that looks like, I have no idea. I don't know. Because right now I'm fighting hard to continue to drop weight. This is like, I didn't lose weight this week, but I've lost 5 pounds in 3 weeks. So I honestly wasn't expecting to lose weight. And quite frankly, I wanted a little reprieve. We went out for my dad's birthday dinner and I wanted to enjoy my food. And I wasn't tracking that day my calories. And so I definitely I didn't gain weight, but I didn't lose weight either. And I'm okay with that also, because for me, I want to make this long-term and sustainable. And then I'm back on the bandwagon. I did not eat my protein, which is why in my free encouragement group this week, until October 31st, we're doing a physical challenge. I'm not sure when this video is coming out, so maybe after that. We're doing a protein tracking challenge. You know why I'm doing that? Because the group needs it. But also I need it. Like I need to be tracking my protein. And it's not for the sake of like, oh, I track my protein because I eat less when I track my protein. I have proven it to myself. I night snack when I don't track my protein. It is a dangerous slope for me when I don't track my protein. So my second thing for me is protein, 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 but tracking that for what works well for me. And many of you will say, Elizabeth, what protein, how many grams of protein are you going to have? 125 grams. Not on shot day and not the day after, like 24 to 36 hours, I won't hit that, but I will after that. So is 80% of my weight loss success has been won through nutrition. The other part is working out, but working out can only do but so much. Wow, Daddy, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. Whew. That's a lot. That's like when I don't track my calories. That's the representation of when I'm not tracking my calories and protein and things like that versus when I am demure, ladylike, too much. So my big thing, and that's my encouragement for you, obviously, is this whole video intention is how can I maximize encouragement for everybody else and sharing my experience, strength, and hope, because I'm not a healthcare provider. And this is what's working really, really well for me. My best encouragement is focusing in on nutrition and nutritious dense food of whatever that looks like for you. For me, we have at a local, making food right now and doing a ton of meal prep is just not in the cards for me. Picking up healthy food choices is in the cards for me. I do recognize fully that when I eat out, there's more sauces added, more stuff, excess calories. I just eat, there's excess calories when I eat out. And so my big thing is we're eating out more like takeout, but making healthy choices within that, which I've done a ton of videos. If you haven't seen those, Panda Express, someone just messaged me. They're like, I'm in Northern Virginia and I did your Panda Express recommendation. I'm like, yay, Kava. We don't have a Kava near us, but if you do, you're lucky. I'm jealous. Kava is one. Chipotle, I've done videos on. I've done a ton of videos on takeout stuff. It's really simple to make healthy choices, but also recognizing that there's extra sauces and stuff added into it. Sometimes I'm more bloated afterwards because there's way more sodium than I would anticipate being in there. And so extra sauce, it just makes a difference for me for the scale. And so recognizing that of the scale may be higher the next day, but that's a false scale reading. It's like a false pregnancy. It's a false scale reading. And so just recognizing that, for me is super, super helpful. So I want to encourage you. Oh, going back to the scale thing at my doctor's office, I feel like this is a really important point to hit of, that's why before I didn't believe the doctor's scale office because I knew it was so crazily off. I mean, 98 pounds down versus 103 pounds down. 5 pounds is psychologically for somebody with a chronic obesity management and a weight issue their entire life, most of their entire life. I was on my first diet and when I was 8, 9, or 10 years old, I forget, when I was young. That 5 pound variation for me can mentally mess with me. And so I've gotten so much better about that, but that's why I also don't want to take too much stock in it because I know over the last 22 months of using the same scale, track it in, out, that is good old reliable and good old faithful for me and that it's not 103 pounds down. It's not. And as I said before, for people who've gained weight, the same is true. And this is so crass. So mom, if you're watching, I know it's crass. I recognize, please forgive me. It's a crass statement, but you're one poop away from being at your goal weight. And so that also plays into these variations too, if they're small. And you guys know, I struggled here on YouTube day in, day out for a while, weeks, talking about being the same weight, being I'm 93 pounds down. I'm 93 pounds down. And I get comments being you're still 93 pounds down. I'm no S, Sherlock. I know that I haven't lost weight. You don't need to make me feel crappy about it. I know. So to push past and break past my Zepbound weight stall with losing 5 pounds in 3 weeks is insane. And I attribute that. I've done a whole video as to why I think that happened. But also hopefully that gives you hope if you are stuck in a weight stall to keep pushing, keep fighting, and keep finding other solutions. Because what I did before was not working anymore, clearly. And that's why I needed to switch it up. And so that's my encouragement to you too, is if you are feeling stuck, switch it up, baby doll. Switch it up. How are you going to switch it up? What makes sense for you to switch it up joyfully and happily so you keep going on this? The worst thing I think I can do is recoil back. And that's one of the things that I've noticed about going back to tracking my protein in the group's challenge this week is if I am not tracking my protein at nighttime, I will eat. I will come up here with my little iPad, sit over here, and have a little snackaroonie. And even if it's like 100 calories or 200 calories, so what? Like that adds up, you know, like that's just not best serving my goals of what I want to do. And so what I want to encourage you is, are there little tweaks you can make? We don't need to move boulders. We can move pebbles though today. Move a pebble at a time. What's the pebble today you're going to focus in on to choose to move for your weight loss goal? For me, my pebble is, I'm just going to hit my protein today. So literally downstairs, I have my collagen laid out for me, container, and my protein laid out for me. Now, one of the things with this, it sounds psychotic, but just follow me along the rabbit trail. If you made it this far, then you probably like me, and I probably like you too. I don't like the way in a big bag of collagen, scooping it out with a scoop, it gets under my fingernails. And as a germphobe, that grosses me out. And it feels gross. The texture, like texturally, I'm like, I need to do my hair. And so I put them in these little glass mason jars with lids, and problem solved. They're all pre-measured. So I just did it once. I have a ton of collagen pre-measured out. Moving forward, I'll use the collagen sticks. I like using Clean Simple Eats. You can use the discount code QUEEN. I like their collagen. I like their protein, chocolate protein. I use Bioptimizers. Excuse me. That discount code is QUEEN. And I like their clear protein drinks. They just came out with a new one, which I have yet to try. You guys told me about it. It just came. I cannot wait to try it later today, but I digress. So I have out for me my protein for my Profi, which I use a decaf espresso with protein. If you haven't seen how I make those, they're in the YouTube shorts here on Countess of Shopping. And while you're down there, click the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and share button to your GLP-1 bestie. So having my Profi today, because that gets my protein in. That, having my collagen, which by the way, someone in my free encouragement group, I was posting about collagen was on sale on Amazon. I ended up actually buying it to try it. I've never tried it before. In my free encouragement group, it was on an Amazon deal. I'm like, here it is. And someone's like, that doesn't count towards your protein. I want to be like, do not come at me with a negative like that without giving me a positive solution. Here at the Countess of Shopping community, so we're crystal clear, and this person probably doesn't even watch my YouTube videos, but if that is you, I love you. I still love you. However, it burns my craw. It burns my grits when someone's like, that doesn't count towards your protein. First off, I wanted to like put my middle finger up, which was not very ladylike of me, but it really makes me angry when people do that, because that for me is guilt shame combination, and I do not allow that here at the Countess of Shopping community. I've worked too hard for too long to reprogram my brain, and that for me takes me back to like a feeling I don't like. And so what I would rather have in the Countess of Shopping community for our group is give a replacement suggestion of like, we're all at different spectrums on our encouragement weight loss journey. And so to encourage and uplift, some people may be at different places. Some people want super, super, super clean foods. Some people don't care. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I eat some organic stuff, but not all organic stuff. But I'm certainly not going to shame or go out of my way to be like, that's not right. We need to educate, I do think, for certain things of like, here's other choices. And it doesn't, I don't know. People ask me all the time about the collagen counting towards protein. I'm like, y'all, I got bigger fish to fry, honey. I'm not getting bogged in the weeds about that debate. Like, I just don't care. And that probably really pisses people off that I just said I don't care. But I don't. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't. If you care, mazel, I am super happy for you. Like, I love that for you. But for me, like, whatever. I'm just trying to fight to freaking get above 100 grams of protein or 125 is my goal. Does the collagen count? Not count? Dude, I was over 100+ pounds overweight for decades. Do I really care about, you know what I mean? Like, I'm making lifestyle changes. And so the whole point of me sharing this whole story is for myself and for other people, that may not be the best choice, but what are the other choices? And giving other choices besides like judgment. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, and wreck other people too, because that made me not feel good. And I understand correcting people of other nutritious things cannot feel good at times, and that's also okay. But giving other sources of encouragement as well, besides just like flat out. I'm not the best at that either. When I get tired sometimes, which is why I try in our Facebook group, if you are like, oh, there's a delay in posting and things like that, it's because I'm tired. I do that group 15 hours a week. And when people get crazy about me posting an Amazon link in there, I'm like, yeah, because I'm in this group for 15 hours a week. I'm authentically posting about something I love. Of course, I make a very, very small commission off of those things. It's minuscule. And so anyways, I digress. That was a whole tangent off of that. But I felt the need to share that because as we go along our weight loss journey, there's going to be other people behind you and other people behind me who are coming after us. we're at the very beginning of this whole GLP-1 thing. We have way more, like it's gonna be 2 more years at least until retatrutide and other GLP-1s come to the marketplace. So other people are gonna be coming behind us. So keeping that in mind, if other people are coming behind us, of being loving, kind, encouraging, and not snapping over the number of collagen versus protein, like who cares? Like I care about me not being morbidly obese and me, did I walk today? Did I get my protein in today? Oh, that was the other thing my doctor said. She said, Elizabeth, you're not drinking enough water. I said, no. And I hadn't for the week before I went. She's like, I can tell you're not having enough water. I was like, how did she know? And y'all, I'm like the queen of electrolytes. I drink, and I had just not drinking enough water. I got lazy is what it is. Like be brutally honest with, talk about brutal honesty with myself. I got lazy with myself. So I have, what's holding up my phone right now is my tumbler, is my water. So I am actually behind today. So I do need to make sure after, as soon as I finish this video, I need to go chug. I'm not gonna have my electrolyte until after I get my walk-in. So I'm gonna go do that as like my reward or whatever. But that was the other thing my doctor said. She said, you're not having enough water. I'm like, oh, crap-a-roonies. So you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, I used to do daily, what tumbler will I pick today? I need to get back to that. So call me out. Feel free, you have my blessing in a loving, kind way to call me out and be like, babes, did you drink enough water today? I need to. So in the Facebook group, the free encouragement Facebook group, I will make sure I do that. Now, that was the other thing my doctor said. What else did she say? We talked about that. And then just about GLP-1, like how that was going for me, if I wanted to keep doing that. And she was actually going to give me a new prescription. I was like, no, I already have somebody who's managing my prescriptions. But I thought that was funny. But I also didn't want to get in trouble for, like, you can get in serious trouble for having like double prescriptions. So I was like, what was the other thing I was going to tell you guys? Oh, so Mr. Freddie's outside. He sends his best wishes, well regards. He normally is sitting here if you're new. We are fostering to adopt Wilma. So we'll have Fred and Wilma, or Freddie and Wilma. Freddie was named after the Berenstain Bears' cousin Freddie. And so we are going to name her Wilma. She's with the last challenge last week was based on, my husband and I will be doing a $1,000 donation for an animal rescue. And that was part of our weekly challenge last week. For people who participated, each thing that they did, each task that they did, we got to donate $1 or a couple dollars or whatever, depending on the task, to this rescue. And so I love it because they manage funds so well for animal rescues here in Virginia. Very excited about it. And we work with a lot of different animal rescues. That's like one of our philanthropies we work with is animal rescues. All that to say, you will hopefully be seeing a new girl. We foster a ton of animals. If you look back over videos, you'll see a lot of dogs that have come in. We usually don't keep them because Mr. Freddie is psycho. He's an amazing pit bull, but he is also very headstrong. And so that is why it's a fostering situation. Hopefully we will permanently adopt her because we love her. She is an exceptional Great Pyrenees. And for those who love Great Pyrenees as much as I do, our old dog Hopesy Bear, if you remember in old videos, she passed from bone cancer and we miss her terribly because she was an amazing dog, and trying to recreate her, you can't recreate dogs. But that will mean, and one of the things in terms of the deals that I made with the Count, and if you guys know, the Count is a brilliant man. He's very smart. He gave me terms. We had a contract actually. We had terms about getting this dog. And one of them is I have to be in charge of walking this dog more. And so we walk at least a mile with Mr. Freddie in the morning. And now it's going to be, they can't walk, it's going to be a 100-pound dog. She will be, she's still growing. But, and Mr. Freddie's a thick milkshake. So it's too much. So we're going to have to do separate. So it's going to basically, all that to say, I'm going to be walking double what I walk now. My legs are going to look pretty from all that walking, but that was our big thing. And our other thing was decluttering our house. And I've talked about this too, about in my closet, getting rid of a ton of clothes. I'm still actively doing that. Last night I got another bag out, and just clutter. Do you guys have this, or am I the only whack job? And you're not a whack job. I was calling myself a whack job. You're not a whack job. But having the physical weight, there is something to that. Like literally for me, I'm not saying for everybody, but I'm saying for me, the physical weight, the physical clutter, minimalize, like I am a maximalist in everything. Like that's just I came out of the womb a maximalist, I feel like. So that's not necessarily going to change. Things I can change, things I can't, the wisdom to know the difference. So embracing the maximalism, however, living in a life space that is calmer is very important to me, and to the Count. The Count is a minimalist. So it's interesting, a maximalist with a minimalist. So I am working on that before she comes. I have a bunch of work travel. So she's not coming just yet, but she will be. So we're getting our house set up. We were going to renovate our home. Our home is almost a decade old. And so like getting new carpets, getting all new floors, our banisters are 1990s wood. It drives me insane. I hate it. And I want those desperately fixed, but now we're not going to be renovating. We're going to renovate our home in January. We're not doing that anymore because of if we keep this dog, because she's 8 months. She's going to chew on things. She's going to pee. She's going to poo. She's young. And she's going to damage stuff. And she's huge. She will be over 100 pounds or around 100 pounds-ish. 90 to 100 pounds. So all that to say, there's going to be a lot more walking in my future. And you know, one of my non-scale victories would not have happened. This would not have happened if I hadn't lost all this weight. I wouldn't have felt like I could do it. I really do feel like I can do it. Like walking this dog, like doing all that is going to be physically required of me to get this dog. I feel like I can do it because of GLP-1 weight loss. And that's really encouraging. And you guys know, if you're an OG here, like my non-scale victories, and I want to hear your non-scale victories too in the comments, please. They motivate me more than you'll ever know, because you guys remind me of things that I hadn't even thought about. Someone posted in one of my last videos about collarbones, which is why I'm saying it, of like just having like definition of my collarbone. I'm like, yes, it's amazing. Wearing a size large shirt. When I've worn extra large to extra large. I was doing, I'll tell that story another day, but just riding a horse, going on roller coasters. Those are crazy non-scale victories for me. So all of that to say, I want to know today, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Tell me in the comments below. That's one. And then two, our emoji of the day is going to be like a barbell for lifting. I have, and I wanted to give you guys an update, I bought the Paval system, and that was through Jennifer Aniston's like weightlifting system. I've taken it out of the box and organized it, and I've downloaded the video, like I've done the video, like looked at the videos. I need to get back on that. And then I also bought one of those vibration waivers. I need to get on that. And then I also had Lumen, got one of those, and I haven't even started it yet. I'm just so far behind. So please forgive me. Life has been lifing. And so I have all these things. And so people have asked me in the group, and then also here, I'm like, oh yeah, I got that. I'll test it. I'll give you the information. Y'all, I haven't. So please forgive me if it's been a little bit, life has been lifing in a good way, like in a good way. And with work stuff, I'm going to be traveling a bunch, but that's only like Q4 is always nuts for me, for my job. I'm a video marketing strategist. So I'll be going to LA, like doing a bunch of things. Share. I love you guys all so super much. Emoji of the day is like a barbell or weight training or one of those. And people are like, why did you do an emoji of the day? Because it helps me to get to know you better. It's an easy way for us to like bat signal, for me to know and see your handle. And then also, because they're pattern recognition, but also I'll pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thoughts. All are welcome here at the Countess of Shopping table. Except if you're mean and you criticize me in a mean way. You know, you can criticize me as long as it's in a loving way. I don't mind criticism at all. In fact, someone sent me the nicest email. They were giving me encouragement of ways to fix some of the videos, and I actually really appreciated that. An email is the best way too, by the way, if it's not like a superfluous email, but if you have something that's like important, shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. I love using email because I am old school. I don't think I'm a millennial. I was born, I think, right on the cusp of that. So I'm like millennial, and the other one, what is that, Gen Z? So I'm still heavily an email user that I love. I can do that. I know that. So anyways, I'm going to stop yapping, and I'm going to go drink my water because it's sitting right there. And my doctor told me I needed to, but all good news. Can't wait to say I officially did lose 100 pounds. The doctor teased me, but I can't wait to celebrate you guys too. Make sure you join the challenge and the free encouragement group. That is linked down below, as is all the things I'm talking about. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. Share this video with your bestie. Make sure you share this video with your bestie. Only if they're fun though. No curmudgeons. And then also, I'm cheering you on. I love you guys so super much. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.